Let's celebrate! Oh, are we noisy, huh? We're celebrating. Oh my gosh, I love the pattern that I have for you today. It's really fun, and you can look at the cover of it. It's called Washington's Puzzle. Do you see the one with the color block right on the front? Let me show this to Eric right here. Washington's Puzzle. And I have been so concerned. Why was he puzzled? I just couldn't get over it. Washington's Puzzle. But it's very simple. And this one is the only one that I really got finished. I was so busy with Christmas. And this is mine. Ta-da! I'm talking like a nurse. This is mine. Actually, Tony helped me with it. Wave to hi to Tony. Tony's in the back. But anyhow, this is just a little one, only 9 blocks. And I think it probably took me about 2 hours to do the blocks. They're a lot of fun. They look like wonky blocks, don't you think? Wonky. These are as wonky as they get. And I'm going to show Eric all of the great quilting details on it. If you look, Tony did this really cute design right in the very center of the block, and then along the sides in the lattice. Do you see how he fit in? This is only a 1-inch finish size block. Can you see the detail in that? So cute. And look at the outside edge. I love it. He did just a really great design. Does that have a name, Tony?
Yeah, it's called Radiate.
Radiate? It looks like Radiate. And actually, I did it exactly like the photograph. It's just 9 blocks. That one is with fabric from Riley Blake, and it's really, really cute. But I just used the fabric that I had at home. You can buy yardage. You can buy 9 1/8 yard pieces. It's just like, let's see, 9 by 20 is all you really need to do these blocks. But anyhow, I just used another one, a layer cake, and so I just cut everything out of it. It was really fun. And so the borders are just extra strips around the outside. And on the back, look at this. It's great, great quilting. Really fun quilting. So I thought I would study up and know everything about George Washington that I could. But then I read his bio and I said, oh, I can't remember all of this. He was a wonderful person, but the one thing we grew up learning about was how George Washington cut down the cherry tree. Right? And haven't you wondered your whole life, is that a true story? I have the answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, this is Teresa.
Stephanie going to help me hold it.
Pardon me?
Stephanie will help me hold it.
1, 2, 3. Ta-da! This is my antique. This is called Washington's Tree. That is from Barbara Brackman. It was one of the 40s patterns. This was made in the 40s. Washington's Tree. I want you to look this over. Do you see these little cherries? Do you see any cut down trees?
No.
It was fake. It did not happen. Washington did not cut down any cherry trees. Ah, is that cute? And I'll tell you, yes, this is the little special binding. You know, this was done back in the 40s, and this little flange, we're all thinking that's all new now, but that was done in the 1940s. I will tell you, hi Kimmy. So I bought this in Zelienople, my hometown in Pennsylvania. I saw it in an antique store, and I went in and I said, I love that quilt. I want to buy it. And the shop owner said, somebody else has their name on it. Well, I didn't comb my hair, Teresa. Now she's combing my hair.
You didn't supposed to tell them.
She's back there combing my hair. She said, it's already promised to somebody else. I said, oh, I really love it. And finally she said, okay, I'll sell it to you. And guess what? This quilt was made by Lila Flowers, my Sunday school teacher. Isn't that fun? I never did hear the end of that story if the lady in the antique store got in trouble for it. But anyhow, I use this quilt every Christmas because of just the green and the red, and I love it. And I just love the way she put the little cherries throughout it, spread out. And this is absolutely like it is in Barbara Brackman's book. So the pattern that we are working on today is called Washington's Puzzle. Okay, so I started looking for Washington's Puzzle, and it's kind of interesting. All that I could really find, oh, Eric, this is my paper right over there. I hate to step in front of the camera. Washington's Puzzle. And I couldn't find any information about it except that there is a puzzle out there of George Washington at Valley Forge. And it is made into a puzzle, and it's in a box, and you can buy it. So what do you think? Maybe, huh? Yeah, you can buy that. You can buy it. I found it. I saw it on the internet. Washington's Puzzle. And I kept on thinking, Washington's Puzzle, what would be his problem? He did so many wonderful things. And then I thought, oh, well, maybe it's his wife, you know? I don't know. Maybe she's the one that's confusing him. And so I have to tell you that I actually did a book called Tales of First Ladies, and we put it on a special today, Tales of First Ladies. And in it is Martha Washington, and there is a whole story about Martha. And do you know that they met at a party and got married a couple of days later? Yes, isn't that good? And it sounded like she was just a great old lady. Not an old lady, but, you know, a good lady. That she didn't cause any trouble for him. And this is what she said. I am determined to be cheerful and happy in whatever situation I may find myself. For I have learned that the greater part of our misery or unhappiness is determined not by our circumstance, but by our disposition. You guys remember that. She couldn't have been a problem for him, right? No, and this is her block. You want to see her block? Okay, this is the whole book. This is Teresa's. Okay, this is our big size. 1, 2, 3. But this is the Martha Washington rose. Isn't that beautiful? That is beautiful, and it's an applique technique, and it's in the book. And there's several of them in this. And along with my eagle, I don't know if you know that, is a die. Yes. One of my dies, the eagle in it. But anyhow, history is really fun. If you just go and you read history. And yeah, and she said Martha hated being the president's wife. She hated being it. And they actually got to retire 2 years before he passed, and they couldn't wait to get out of the White House. I want to show you one more Washington block. This is, you all know what this name is. This is it is still called Washington's block. It's one of a number of them, and actually George Washington had 11 quilt blocks named after him. 11 quilt blocks. And you can find them all in Barbara Brackman's book. And it's just really fun. Okay, so I asked Teresa to put them up here. Okay, this is going to be fun. So we should just take a look at my sister Patty's quilt too while we're talking about what the quilts look like. She didn't, we were busy with Christmas and she didn't get everything done. The truth is I had started on my blocks and she didn't like them. We had to start over again. Don't tell her I told you. Okay? Patty is the artist and she loved this gradation of the blocks and started up here, moving straight across this with all the beautiful shades, clear down. This is her rainbow that she's got here. And this is set together with 1 inch, 1.5, and it finishes at 1 inch. And this is the 1.5 inch cornerstones that set the whole block together. Very small, very easy to do, okay? Very small and very easy to do, but I have something I want to show you. If you take 4 of those blocks, are you ready? Don't look until Eric gets it on the camera, okay? Right there. You guys are supposed to say, wow. Wow. Doesn't look so simple anymore, does it? No. And this is just 4 little blocks. They are 4 inches square. If you bought the 4-inch die box, the 4-inch collection, then you can mix and add this one to it. And I think that's why Accuquilt did this, so that you'd have more 4.5 inch blocks, 4 inch. But look at the center. Ooh, are you impressed? How it all matches together? Because it's got our magic swirl on the back, right in the very middle. But anyhow, you can get really complicated with this simple block. I think it's great. I love it. Okay, you ready to see the die? Okay, here it is, right here. Washington's Puzzle. There are 3 pieces in it. This is a bob block. You can cut enough for 3 blocks in 1 swipe. This is A. This is the center. Okay, this is the center of it. And then this is B. These are like little triangle corners. That's this part right here. And then these are the wonky guys. The C's, wonky, wonky. And I'm just going to show you how to cut them, how simple they are. Teresa basically did just a 3-inch strip. You have a whole yardage chart. If you're new to this pattern from Accuquilt, you have a whole yardage chart. First, it just tells you to make those flowers 1/8 yards. And then there's cutting directions on page 3. And I'm just going to cut them for you. And then how to sew them together on page 4. But I have good ideas for you cutting them. Okay? Okay, so right here, this is A. This is the very center. Let me see, I can get this block over here. This is the very center, so there's only 1 in each. So if you want to do just 1 block at a time, which I highly recommend, because it's wonky and it can just wonk your mind up. Let me tell you, it gets crazy. But anyhow, it is just, you need a 3-inch square. So Teresa just cut me a 3-inch strip. So I'm just going to cut, I like to show off. I like to assembly line sew. So anyhow, I'm going to work on 3 blocks. And so you can just go ahead and cut just 1 block and get 1 block done and then set it up and do more. But I need these squares, so I'm actually going to cut 6. Why am I doing 6? Because you can cut 6, okay? The only thing is, they all need to be right side up. This is the most important thing about this quilt, trust me. Why do I know? because I screwed up. Okay, so I'm only gonna show you on one, but I need all of those. Okay, these are the little background triangles. Honestly, I just looked in my scraps, and of course you probably have tons of little scraps. They all need to be right side up, or you're just gonna waste the opposite side if you put them right sides together. And you guys know me. I'm like always in a hurry, and I was always just flipping them, but these are all scraps. They're all right side up. How many do you think are in the stack? Six. Six. Okay, and we're down to C already. Is that exciting? Okay, now I'll tell you my other trick. They're supposed to be right side up, but if you would cut them with a fold, they would be wrong sides together, right? Okay, well, I'm just crazy. So I just took the bottom one and flipped it right side up. So now it's crooked, right? Why not? So I don't have to turn them again. Okay, Teresa cut these at 3 inches, but you need to have a 3 by 4 piece. So that's 2. If you're going to do 3 blocks, okay? If you're only going to do 1, you only need to have how many? 2. You need to just have 2 for 1 block, 6 for 3 blocks. All right, is that easy enough? And so you can put that aside because you're going to be able to use it. Okay, is there anybody new? See, I have my 1/4 inch around there. Yeah? Good? Okay, lined up. Are you ready, Teresa?
Sure. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Nothing better than cutting with an Accuquilt cutter, huh? Okay, this is the Go Big. This is the biggest one. This is the best one, right, Darla? She got hooked Wednesday. Okay, so if you've never seen this is what you're going to see going right through, like that. Okay, so once you've got it through, it's static electricity in there. Just rub it good. And I like to just pick up a corner and spin it a little because I hate it whenever they all fall apart. And look at that. Remember to look at your mat. Okay? So I just pick up the outside edge. This is the center. I like this to carry my pieces. Okay, this one. Put your fingers right there. This is B. And they are really, because they're right side up, they are all lined up in the same direction. So I like to just take them and make one stack. They're both the same when you do that. That was confusing for me in the beginning. Okay, and this one, we cut 2 at a time. There's 6 here, so there's enough for 3 blocks, okay? So especially if my cutter is far away from my sewing room, I like to put it on the board and just to carry it with me. Am I good? Mm-hmm. Did I do it right? Yeah. Teresa didn't do this. Okay, so now what I want you to do is switch to this paper. This is what I wrote. There's a nice picture in the Accuquilt pattern that shows it all laid out. But of course I want you to know that I always do assembly line techniques and want to get there fast, right? Is that good for you? Okay, what I'm having you look at now is the second sheet. It's Washington's puzzle, and it's got my name on it because this is how I like to go really fast, okay? So I will be perfectly honest with you. The first time I laid out this wonky block, I was messed up. Really, really messed up. I did an unbelievable thing. So this is what I came up with. it's supposed to be square when it's done, right? 4.5 inches. So I took and I made like a 5-inch cardboard, or maybe you could do 5.5, okay? And now we're following, it shows a number 2 in this handout. And then it says, okay, so if you're gonna do 1, take your A, which is the center, and put it right in the center. Good. And these are for other blocks. Okay, now take just 4 of these. Okay, take 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is all you need. 4 of them for 1 block. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and if you can just lay out your piece like me, okay, like the picture. This is what it shows right there, right? Like that. Okay, now, don't do a lot of fussing, okay? Just pick it up and think about this piece going clockwise around here. When I did it, I fussed and fussed forever. That's 1. Just clockwise with your stack. Clockwise with your stack. And then in the end, 1 more clockwise. And now look. Is that a good trick? Yeah. This was the best thing. Honestly, got so flustered. Oh, and then I have to show you. I took your cardboard, Teresa. So when I was cutting with Patty, all of a sudden she was doing 3 blocks and even 4 blocks. And I wanted to lay them all out. So I stole Teresa's cardboard. And now I marked off all 5-inch squares, and I drew a little X on it so that I could just go ahead and find the center on it. And that's why I was thinking about these extra pieces that I made. Look, I could just tape these down on there, or you could trace them. And once you get this right on your square, you can do it. You can just zip around it.
You can just put a pin in it.
Yeah, put a pin in. Cool. Yeah, and then just go ahead. Okay, so now this is the one trick that's really good. Remember, clockwise. Okay, now turn the page. Look at the back. Merritt helped me do this. Aren't you happy? Okay, so now this is the same thing. You've got this little thing going on your cardboard. If you lay out your B, this is your background, okay? Just lay out the stack beside it, and you see Merritt did circles. We want to look at this little part right here. This is a corner to me. This is a corner to me, right? Okay, clockwise. Okay, right side up. 1, just turn it a little bit. Clockwise, like the clock, turn it a little bit. And 3, just turn it, don't fidget. Do not let anybody interrupt you in the middle of your block. And there it is. Yay, is that it? Is that good? That is good. It's just very, very organized. If you keep it organized like that and think clockwise, you can do it in a matter of minutes. Okay, and maybe I'll even let Teresa lay out the blocks on the cardboard. Oh, you got to put these on too. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so now we're still following here. Teresa gets to set up the machine. I'm sorry, I'm giving you all kinds of things to do, because she's going to show the new sew straight. Okay, I'm going to loan mine.
You're going to loan yours? Well, you can get another one. Don't worry.
Okay. I know the boss around here. Okay, first thing I want to show you, very important if you have not been doing this, you need to have a single hole throat plate. Can you pop off the foot?
Yes.
This is very important because the little points on the
Right
Accuquilt
there.
often get...
You know Sin Ripper. Can I borrow it?
Yeah.
Oh.
They often
Or
get
I wanna
jammed.
do-
There you go. Okay, and this is our new thing. This is
love
my son Grant's. Little
Skateboard,
his
well,
wood from his skateboards.
Yeah,
and
Orion
this
designed the colors.
Orion's design. Is this nice? One. This is so beautiful. Stiletto, very important on one side. Seam ripper on the other side. I think these are so cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
she is
go back
pointing to
to
the single
right.
hole throw plate. See that single hole?
So it is
Your,
important.
your fabric will not jam, but I still like to use jumper scraps to get them started. But when it's a long open hole for zigzag stitching and such, the fabric always jams in there. So anyhow, that's good. Okay, you're doing good.
Okay.
Okay, and what I love about this, there's so many directions and really good pictures.
Okay, you get
Okay.
to show the pictures.
I get to show the pictures. I get to read the words. I didn't have to memorize it.
Okay, hold on. Oh, there,
Okay.
there is both. Is it double-sided? I don't think so, so you can.
No.
But you might need to take it out so
Yeah,
you
it
don't
might
get
be a
glare.
glare for. Okay,
So you're going to tell them about it, or they're
yeah,
going to
you
see
go ahead.
me?
You go ahead.
They need to see this, how to put it on.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
The one thing that is really different
Okay.
about this is that there is an adhesive on the back.
Yes. And then you notice, do you notice how it's basically two pieces right there? No,
Yep.
it's not. I thought it was. No, it's not. Okay. So the very first thing I tell Eleanor that we should just move our presser foot. So it gives me chance to work there. And then Eleanor say, well, I need to move my bobbin, and I refill it. And I say, I know, but look what we did. So I'm going to show you what I did. The very first thing you want to do, you want to make sure you start with a full bobbin.
Good point.
Okay? then
Every day that's good.
yeah. Then after that, you just go to this corner. You see, that's the enhancer there. I'm going to take it out.
Can you get that, Eric?
You see that?
Ah.
So I'm turning it over and just do a partial until I line it up. Okay? Then I'm going to line up my arrow, right here, my arrow, to right in this position where the needle is. And if you like, just put your needle down. Not that you need to, but if you really want to eyeball the needle right in the center that. I am going to park it right here before my plate.
Before your, yes, it's on your
Isn't it?
bobbin cover.
Yeah, and I'm
Whoa,
going to put it
that's good.
right in there. See it? And that helps me line it up.
Can you drop this a little? Yeah, so
You
Eric
see it right there?
see.
And it is straight. And then I will hold my hand right here and enhance it right here. Then all I do, I just take the rest of it out. And that is your slider. And you know, it slides really easy, nice here. Then you can put your presser foot back on your machine. Make sure you have your needle up. Another, and might as well tell you all about it. See how my presser foot is just touching a little bit in my my slider here, and so straight. Well, let's say I need to change my bobbin, so I just realized, let's just take my foot out again, and I just go to this corner. I will lift it this way, and I rest it on my machine.
Oh.
Okay, and then I change my thread.
That's cool.
Okay, so then I need to go put it back, then nothing is in the way.
That's
Okay,
really cool.
and that's that.
That's a cool hint.
Okay, so there we go. Let's put your foot back. That's it. And
Okay.
you're ready to go.
That's good.
You need-
Okay,
oh,
so
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
this
whatever.
So straight fabric cut. There's so many things that you can do, and there's a whole list. But the best thing is we want to sew accurate 1/4-inch seams, and that's going to help with that. But Teresa just said how it slides across here, really nice. So I am going to sit and sew my Washington's puzzle. Whoops, see, I moved it and it fell off there. Do not let anything fall off. Okay, is it still square, right? It's still square. Okay, so I'm sliding it over to here. And I love my stiletto. I forgot to take mine home with me the last time, so this is the first time. And I have not used this. This is all new. Boy, I go to Julie and then they're coming up with all these ideas. Okay, so if you look at your pattern sheet, I'm now at 7. And it says just flip your middle row. Right now, make sure all of your pieces are right side up. And see how great these little outside edges line up? Okay, I'm just going to do 1, 2, and 3. Woo! And this is my straight line I'm going to make. Do, 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 do. Right down, okay? Like this. Okay, so this is real. See, am I threaded? Yes, I'm threaded. So I want to line up these pieces. You remember the last time I sewed so crooked. I'm going to try to sew straight this time. I've had a little bit of an eye problem, but I'm getting better. Okay, see how your raw edge right along this line? That's 1. And this is 2. Right behind it, it goes very, very quick. So do you like the pattern? Is it cute? I think it would be very, very cute if it were in pastel colors for a baby, kind of very little. Okay, and so I'm just going to go up to here. This is really the end of my first one. Now, if I were assembly line sewing, I would go ahead and cut a whole bunch of jumper scraps and have them all lined up. I found out that really good rectangles for this, like about, look like that. That's all you need to do. I like them rectangle so that I'm putting a jumper scrap right in here so that I can go ahead and start a second one just like this. And then another one, a third one, that all are chained together. And the reason I put a jumper scrap in there is because now I can just pull my pieces and cut. Yes! I can sew faster than Patty can cut. Okay, so now I'm actually on page 8. And I'm just opening up the first 2. And just as a little hint, if you can, right now, this is the first row. When I flipped it under. And then this one, I'm going to flip out, I guess in and out. And then this guy here goes in. Yeah? Okay, so now this is I like to leave this in place because as soon as I pick up one, then I go, oh my gosh, which one was it? But just pick up the next one. Gonna flip right sides together and line up the outside edges and see how it matches. It's like, ooh. Okay, get your jumper scrap out of the way, keep on going, make it straight, step on the gas. Pick this one up, flip it right sides together. Okay, this one, you always are sewing on the bottom. They line up, okay? And now this one, just make sure it's right side up, because if it's right side up, it's right. Okay, one more. Okay, and Teresa, is your iron nice and hot?
Very nice and hot.
Okay, nice and hot. Okay, I found out that, okay, now what if I was going to do a second one? See, another jumper scrap right there. So it's just so I don't have to keep on putting up and down. And now I'm just going to cut it off. Oh, let me see if I can. Oh, don't you? Another. Look how crooked. I can't stand it. I was looking at it. Yes, I can do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it straighter. I'm embarrassed. Look, but now it's straight. See, look. Didn't I do good? I can't believe it. Okay, so now we're just going to take this over to Teresa. Okay, so Teresa, what you're going to do, you're going to press the outside rows in. And if in.
Which one rows in?
The outside rows in.
Okay.
In which, if you have it on right side up, then you have to tuck the seams
Right there.
under. Yep. And now the middle row, the seams go out. And that's really easy. Just zip right across there. Whoop.
And then this you just press it in, right?
Yep. That is, yes. You're flipping the seams under, but we're going to look on the back side and see if you did it right.
Oh.
In, out,
You're
in.
going to quiz me, huh?
Yeah. Turn it over. Okay.
There you go.
Now you
Where
put.
this came from? Okay, did I do it right? Oops, sorry.
Yeah, look. Hold it still.
I know, sorry.
In,
There we go.
in, out, in. In, out, in. I had to tell Patty that 100 times. In, out, in.
Okay, there you go.
She went home because she was up in the night. Okay, so now you're just going to, there's a picture right at 9. Do you see that? Nara put the little arrows for you. Number 9, in, out, in. Press from the opposite side. And I found out it really helps to go fast whenever you do that. So now all you have to do is just take these. Oh, they're so pretty. Flip them right sides together. And I like to do both the outside rows both times. Just start, I have the outside row pressed in towards the middle. Let's see how straight I can sew. Get it lined up. See, yes. Lock them in place. Cool, got that. And sew straight. So did I ask you if anybody was new to the Accuquilt cutter? Yeah, this is the first time?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about the match? It could be better, but I'm just having a good time here. Yes.
I think you were just trying to show them because it was a wonky one, to do it wonky.
Yeah, that's the name of it, wonky, right? Do you remember when wonky was really popular a couple of years ago? And we have wonky rulers, and some people can make them wonky without even trying. It just happens. Wonky. Wonky, wonky. Okay, one more lined up. All right. And now we are going to turn the block to the back. And how are you going to press it? Look at number 13.
Out, out.
Out? Oh, here, you can cut it off. Do you have scissors?
Yes, sure.
Okay, good. That's it. I'm going to look at my, did you time me? How fast did I do it? Okay, now, so Patty's, let's see, let's look at hers. Now you have to go back to this one, to this paper. Okay, so you can look and see, these are the rows. Patty, Bannon, would you stand over there
sure.
and point out this row to them?
What road?
The one with just the blocks.
Okay.
That's 1.5.
This is 1.5?
Yes, and so I was
Finish at
gonna show-
1. Okay. I see.
And then the little strip row is a 1.5-inch square.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, 1.5-inch square, and those are sewn in long rows. So you make 2 sets of rows, and then you can put them together. And I'm going to check and see what she did. I didn't ask her, but this is very important.
Yeah.
This you press at this step every seam toward the lattice. That's not written on your pattern. Would you add that right now? Press all seams toward your lattice. Okay? And that was, yeah, they call it sashing, but it's sashing lattice. Okay, and again, on this one, let's just look and see. All seams toward your lattice. Is Eric close up on it? Can you see it? And then that way, all these seams lock together. And it is a little tricky because these are bias edges. They're bias edges. And so you want to make sure that you have those points. And Patty was really concerned about her matches, but really, they match really good, don't they? Yeah, they match really, really good. I think that's fine.
Is this a 2.5-inch strip cutter?
Yes, that's a 2.5-inch strip. I did want to show you, we didn't have the right size of dies. Okay, cutting 1.5-inch strips. Cutting 1.5-inch strips. This is a 10-inch square, and they are 4.5 inches in length and 1.5 inches wide. So what I like to do is begin with a 4.5-inch lattice with 4.5-inch die strip. Yeah.
There. I'll move.
Get out of here. No, this is a 4.5-inch strip die. This is the length. This is the length. Okay, so I'm just going to put, I found out it's the best. See this, you could have 6 layers at this, and you want to make sure they're outside the outside lines. There's a blade in here. And this was going to press down hard and cut it. Okay, so this is like the most popular thing. I love my strip dies. They don't call me a stripper for nothing.
Be careful, I don't have that.
I know, I see
open.
that. Okay, so and do you have a 1.5-inch strip, Stephanie? We're not allowed to open it though. We don't. I have all the 1.5-inch strip dies in Julian. I'm bad. Pardon me? Yeah, I saw there is a little piece of furniture that you can put right at the end.
It's right here. It's just then I unfold it.
Oh,
It's right here.
Oh, she didn't fold it up. That's really cool. Do you want to show it? Because it is really nice.
Yeah, this
as
is
one
just
piece of furniture. You can buy this and this. You can put all of your dies underneath. And let me tell you, there is not nearly enough room underneath for all of the dies that you are going to want. So now I'm just going to bring it over here and show Eric. Now they're caught, I do it backwards. Now it's a 4.5-inch strip, and you can get them, oh my gosh, I don't know how many sizes, but just get all 4.5-inch, and then when you get your 1.5-inch die, these are going to be going up and down. You just put them on the opposite way, and they will all cut at 1.5 inches. But I didn't have one. Teresa didn't have one. Yes! Oh, thank you! I was hoping. Okay, oh, thank you. I'm so happy. Boy, she is in trouble. Okay, show the picture. Can you see all the 1.5-inch strips on the opposite side, on the die?
I was thinking of.
Oh! And there's even a pattern. And you know what? Just think like the trip around the world. I cut all of my pieces. Okay, now can you see the 1.5 inch strips? Okay, so now this is already 4.5 inches, so I'm just going to lay this on here. And watch this. The blade here, I'm making sure it's 1/4 of an inch outside the blade. But look, I could get another one over here if I just took it and folded it in. Ooh, I'm good. I'm glad that if you're new to this that you came to class, because you can just learn all little tricks from each other. Okay, so now how would you like to see like 24 1.5 inch by 4.5 inch strips? Like magic. Like now. Oh, and then we're going to show you the next step. Okay, look at that. Okay, so see, we're wasting this. Oh, jumper scraps.
Yes.
Okay, look. Ta-da! There they are. There they are. And this is the size that goes in between the blocks. But wait, what if you need 1.5 inch squares? Ta-da! Oh, yes, and you could put, you don't have to, if you just put like 6 in a stack, and then you go like this. Ooh, ooh. Did you need this fabric back, Teresa?
No, thank you. You can have
That's good. I'm having such a great little time with it. Okay, stack it up. It's fun working with my sister because she's always so amazed at what I do. I'm amazed. Okay, ta-da! Okay, okay. Oh, this is just a little thing now. We need a little mat. Why waste our big mat, right? And this is even twice the size. You can just get a little 6-inch square mat. Okay, and you know what? Something Teresa did and didn't tell you, and that's a good thing to show. Sometimes the blue light comes on. It won't work with the blue light. Just turn it off and start it again. I think
reset.
Reset. Yeah, because okay. Ooh, junk. Ah, wow, look at this. Did you ever cut so many so fast, so quickly? Huh? No? Let's throw them like it's confetti. Okay.
All right, it's
All
confetti.
right.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year! Happy New Year! Oh my gosh. Let me look at the time. How are we doing? So I was just going to show you how to do that other special block. Would you like to see that? Okay. I'm just having a good time. We're just going to sit here all the afternoon and have fun. I've been caged up, and Julie and I haven't been seeing very many people. This is what I want to lay out. This block right here. And I'm thinking that it's kind of the same thing, that if you lay that out on top, just slide it over to the side. Let me see. And, oh, look, they're all blue, huh? Look at that. Yeah, I usually do like 2 opposites or so. But what's really fun, what if they got so wonky that they needed squared up? They don't need much. They just have a little bit. This is the 4.5 inch square up ruler. This is the fussy cut ruler, the 4.5 inch. Look at that. And so let's see. If I put it on there, it's pretty good. It's just a little less. Look at that. We could just cut off the threads and cut across like that. Cut off those little tips if you want to. Not very bad. But anyhow, The other side's just a little bit crooked, I see that. All right, so let's put it here. They don't go. Do I have more colors? I thought I had more lights.
Other colors?
Nope, that's all. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna just flip, and when at these seams, they do not lock. However, they like crisscross. They're like an X. They make like an X whenever you put it on, and it's pretty amazing, really, how it works. And then you can actually swirl the center. And I think that is just a great design. What do you think? Yeah. It is, huh? Okay, now I need all my squares back for jumper scraps.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, so especially getting started with this one, and I just want to line up and do that 1/4 inch. Let's see, right in front of you, right in front of the camera. See how I'm going to do. So this is an X. It's an X, the cross. And we'll see it whenever I take it out. Do you have any questions that you want to ask while I sew this?
Repeat the question, she
Yes,
said.
if you cut them right side up, will they tilt to the right?
They tilt to the left.
Left. And then if you, do you want to go the opposite way? Yeah, I see they do.
If you put them wrong side up, it will go to the other direction.
Just whatever you do, you have to do the same thing, because you can't, they don't go together if you don't do that. Okay, that's one. Okay, I want you to take a look at the seams. They're like, look right in the middle. I have a really good 1/4 inch seam right here. Perfect. And this one is not quite, but if I check the seam allowance, I'll see it's a little bit less, and it didn't match. So I'm just going to risk it and sew it wider. Ah. I'm resewing a lot these days. I can't see. It sucks. Okay, so then you're just going to go flip right sides together. At this seam, to make your swirling, you push the top seam up and the underneath seam down. Teresa, would you press that for me? Oh, I know why now you didn't put that table up. I get it.
I put it up earlier, but then I took it down. And I'm going to do the same thing right now.
Okay.
There you go. So I can fit my sew here.
Okay. Okay, so it works better if you press all of them.
Oh, you wanted me to press
I want
one
them
way?
pressed in opposite directions and I like the top one to go up
Up, okay. And these down.
and the opposite one to go down.
Okay.
So she's just feeling underneath, and then she's just gonna press them.
Up, and this is down.
And with all those seams, I think it's best if you press, just to reduce the bulk.
Everything is my fault.
Pretty good. Could be better. Here, we'll show Eric. Did you see it? I would probably do that over again, but there's a lot of good seams in there. Right there, a couple of them, that's not so good. It was Teresa's pressing. And then, oh, we have red thread. If we could get our seam ripper. Oh, so you put this away. Don't you always wonder where one or the other is? Look at that. They're both.
Did you say those were made in Grant's factory?
No. Orion designed the colors and all that to it. Grant did compress the wood because that's like a skateboard.
Right.
He bought a lot of pallets of it.
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grant does all wood. He has his plant in Mexico. And see, his is layered wood.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Is the straight thing that we need to remove.
Yes. The little straight stitches. And this is in a lot of my other books. And speaking of books, how many of you are going to get Tales of First Ladies?
And there it is, the pinwheel.
$5. Whew. Okay, so then you have to...
There is the
you
pinwheel.
take out those stitches right in the seam. And she did a really good job. Now she's just going to swirl the seams around the center. It's only just right in the very center, and that will flatten that whole center. And it's going to look better on the other side. Ooh, it did, it helped. It looks
It's
good.
flat.
Okay, now put these two together and see what happens. Wow, that is really busy, isn't it? So,
But it's a secondary pattern right
definitely, definitely. And you
If
could do
it's-
that all
if
with
you
your
do
colors. Those were
scrappy.
all with scraps. Any other questions?
here. Can I show and tell with a strip cutter?
Oh!
Where is
Show and
my
tell with
show
a
and
strip
tell?
cutter. Did you get
thank
that
you.
1.5 inch? You tell her that that is already used, that she should give you a discount because it is used merchandise.
So remember when we did this a few months ago? What is it called? Perry Star. And remember that they have this. This is Stephanie. Remember that everybody love this, and there is the stars that we did. You know, Stephanie. Is that see it? And then this is Stephanie. Isn't it cute? Nice and simple. She did for a runner and so on.
Will you bring this
Well-
over to the camera?
Sure, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is the Perry Star. Okay, the difference on this one is that you blend your colors, so you have to use different yardage for every single color. When you do it this way, you use the same amount of fabrics for each one. Anyway, this one, which is always thought it was so difficult, but it's really, is you just start with, let's say this is your darkest, you know, the first you start in the very center, but the next one, it goes to the number 2 position. That's the only one. The next one, it goes to the 3rd position, okay? The next one goes to the 4th position and so on. And that's what it creates this star for us. So it looks a lot harder than it is, but actually it's easier and less, and you take the same amount of fabrics that we learned of that. Remember though, it's 8 points, so it's 8 fabrics. Don't do what I did. Because it was a 9 patch, I said, oh, I need 9 fabrics. Well, I got a little messy. So remember, it's 8 points, so you need 8 fabrics, okay? And then you can cut it. Anyway, somebody kept saying, oh, can we do with another a strip cutter? And I say, I'll try with a 2.5. And I did it. And this is with a 2.5.
That's pretty.
And if I can do it with a 2.5, because it's the most popular one or so on, you can do with any die. It's just going to be different size of that. Okay?
Wait,
can't.
she's saying,
So-
hold it up. They're
hold
taking
on.
pictures.
Hold on, please. I can't talk. I'm in the front. Anyway, so there it is. And yes, I kind of like made a boo-boo if everybody sees it. I
Don't
used
tell.
9 fabrics. So I had an extra diamond on the end when I was ready to sew it. And I know you don't really see it, but yeah, just make sure you do 8 fabrics because it's 8 points. Okay? But anyway, I'm excited because you can do it with any strip cutter.
Yeah.
And then I just cut these triangle pieces. I'm also excited that I didn't do it with insert seams. It's just a half stick. You just, after you cut your strip, you're just gonna line it up on your 45-degree angle, and you're gonna keep and you're gonna keep cutting it until you have that many diamonds that you need for it. Every
It is
one is
really
gonna be
easy.
different. So you just line it up. It's on, and this particular one is one strip. And this particular one is only one strip. But every die is going to be different. I guess I haven't even thought through it because every measurement is it. But I just cut one strip to it. Oh, yeah. And then you just come and line it up, and you can lay your cut, but making sure you line it up in your 45-degree, and you have diamonds. The reason why I did it this way, because I don't know why Accuquilt did this, but they put a 4-patch in the center. And I say, did you guys
you
say,
don't have
I
to
just
do
didn't,
that.
you don't have to, and I just kind of like went on and tested and so on. This so.
You can actually sew that center together and swirl that seam.
Each diamond is the same as, it's a 9-patch, see? Each diamond, there we go.
Y seams?
No Y seams
No Y
because I
seams.
cut 2 different squares and then cut a half
That's the
square
latest.
triangle. Okay? See right here, in
She
this
doesn't have
die-
it yet.
Yeah, the picture is on the back, but I'm just asking, but they don't know that they did a 4-patch, and I don't know why they did it. And they shows you right there how to cut either a 60-degree, 45-degree, or 30-degree. I wanted to go with a 45-degree because that means you have 8 points.
Right.
Okay? But I just wanted to challenge myself and see if I would do it with a 2.5, and why nobody gives me an answer why they put a 4-patch in the center. It's their design, right? And then that is white seams, but in this one I just cut 2 different squares to make sure you just join it this way.
I know that I've done a book on this. I think it's called Radiant Star, and I'm racking my brain. But if you've written 140 books, you don't remember everything.
We do have that book,
It's
but it's
Radiant
nothing
Star.
to do with, it is the Radiant Star.
And
but
it
it's
shows
nothing
it
to-
without the inset seams.
Anyway, thank you.
Did we have enough fun? Yes. All right. Happy New Year!